Greetings, people of unassumed gender. I am largely unemployed, and welcome back to Planetbase. In this episode, we will be looking at expanding, that's right, our moon colony, which we began in the previous episode. Now, I believe that was episode 10, and that would make this, of course, episode 11. So, in the previous episode, I made a couple of very bold statements, including that I would be heading for the technocracy milestone on this one, which I'm more than happy to attempt, and we will definitely try for, and it's very interesting, but that's more of a long-term playthrough, and I don't want this series to stretch on beyond its natural lifespan. So we may continue that later, but at the moment we're just going to push to get all 12 of those remaining milestones out of the other 2 planets, perhaps off-camera again, or out of this one. I don't mind, but we are going to have to do, or I rather am going to have to do some work off-camera, which I will not subject you to, fear not. Now, what we're going to do in this episode is focus on expanding this space outwards a bit. It is, as you can see, currently chock-a-block full of bioplastics and soon to be some more metal, so we can finally afford to build ourselves some storage. Now, the nights are proving to be quite expensive power-wise, so I think the first thing we're going to do before we crack that storage can is look at creating some more power production. So we're presently producing, well, I think we're getting a net value of, what would that be, 22, right, per second, which is enough to sort of wind this up quite nicely. I'm not sure if it's per second. It is, I really don't know. That's increasing by what seems to be significantly more. But we're going to be pushing this through to what am I saying? English really does lose me sometimes. We're going to be building another solar panel, is what I was getting at. So we're going to stick that right off the edge here. We can't place it there just yet because of all the stuff in the way. And that's going to take 4, and then of course 1 for the connection, which is pretty much the exact amount we have. There we go, and that makes 5. So let's ramp that up, because that is significantly more important in storage at present. As we've eaten most of the food, that medicine won't deteriorate before we get it all up, and I'd really like to get these spares inside though. They are beyond valuable. Also, in the previous episode I did note that there seemed to be a grace period on the decay of solar panels, and I was correct. We are now on day... what day are we on now? Let's have a look. Day 6. Yes. That is 6 days, right? Yes. Okay, cool. We're now up to about day 6, and we've lost that grace period and are in need of spares for repairing things, which of course means we're going to need some spares production, which is exactly as annoying as it always has been. Okay, with that built, we can now churn out some more ore. Now, I prefer they weren't in here when they didn't have to be, so I'm going to send him back out, because that is just injuries waiting to happen, and we're going to need all of those medkits to repair the poor people that get hit by solar radiation. Alright, so let's watch. So now I think that what we're going to do is we'll branch off in one direction this way. Let's see what our options are with storage. Now we'll branch off in this direction and in this direction, so hopefully I should be able to place both. Yes, so most of the base will be built down here, and this will continue our production train, just so I can link up with these mountains and use this other bit of hill here. Oh, sorry, I just made you walk for nothing, CR1. My apologies. But yes, the Rick Sanchez Memorial Station will be the most glorious colony to date. Well, once we have some metal to, you know, make it into something viable anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and place down that storage I just mentioned, and of course we're going to go small, because slow and steady in this regard will definitely win the race. Now, did I place that far enough away that I can still build more? Of course I didn't, because I am an idiot. So yeah, we're going to stick it close to the side, and then I should be able to stick something here. Yes, just barely. Fantastic. Oh, God. Get back inside, please. No, don't go outside. Please come back inside. Okay, cancel this, cancel this. Everybody back inside. Oh, they're all gonna die. Come on, man. Please, get back in. Alright, so it's just you. The most important person in this base. It's only you, Bradley. Come on, Mr. Merritt. Get your ass back in there, man. Come on. There we go. Okay, that's going off. That's going off. No one leaves. Go lie down, man. Get the fuck out of there, Velda. Oh god, he's gonna die. Oh, look at it dropping. Come on, Bradley. I'm gonna throw down another sick bed because I can see this becoming a problem. And right after we get the storage room, we're going to go ahead and build the security control center so I can bring everybody inside when these threats happen. Okay, cool. So let's place down that storage. Now that it is safe to go outside again. Okay, so we have Velda, Daryl Sosa as a worker. We have Bradley over there. We have Bob Bergstrom and Bergstorm, sorry. And where's our biologist at? Catherine, right? I like to get to know the people I'm about to kill. Yes, Catherine S. Mooney. Alright. I actually know an S. Mooney. Nice person. Okay, those are still intact. Shit. Okay, of course, after we've got our very vital storage and security control centers intact, we will put down the power accumulator, just to keep things rolling. What are you gonna... Oh, there was another metal in there, apparently. Could have fooled me. Fantastic. Okay, then this stuff will get shipped out, and that will stop clogging up our food production. All the starch. Good, good, good. So 3 or 2.5 blocks is 5%. Okay, noted. So each block is about 2% storage capacity. Alright, so we can fit, let's say, 50 blocks worth in there. That's alright for now for a colony of this size. Again, I'd rather have a surplus of food than a lack thereof. And if that fills up storage, then so be it, we just build slower. Okay, we're going to power that back up. And we need to start placing down some of those vital components that make this base a viable entity. So, right off the bat, we're going to stick down that... I want to place the control center, but it's just not worth it just yet. We need a lab, because we're going to need more... what do you call them? I keep forgetting the damn words for this game. Medpacks. So let's throw the lab and we'll chuck it off there, sure. Yeah, sure, we'll just put it right off there, small one. Okay, and bioplastic will get shipped over. Now, of course, this game does claim to simulate accurately the sort of trials and tribulations that planetary colonization would pose to anyone willing or insane enough to do it. But I must admit, I do really believe that they'd probably receive regular shipments of goods and, you know, potentially be sent with enough stuff to build it, or even have the structures sent beforehand. Perhaps this is so far in the future that this is done by private individuals at their own expense, and we're in fact a colony of religious nutjobs exiled to a brave new land to colonize and, you know, make it our own. Take that, America. Okay, almost everything is everything is now shipped inside, so there's no reason for these insane bastards to leave when the next solar flare inevitably comes along and kills us all. Oh, well, I mean, at least it was just there. Perhaps I should have left the spares out there. It would have been slightly more efficient, actually. But I have a strong suspicion we're going to need a spares manufacturer pretty soon. Okay, now, I think our next step is probably bringing in, or building a spaceport as soon as we have the materials for it. Because if our engineer dies, this colony dies. Well, I mean, it'll continue to exist exactly as is, but we can't build a spaceport, which means that if anybody else dies, we can't bring anybody new in to replace them. Which is a rather vital aspect of the game. No engineers, no new buildings, no life. So, Let's get that ore turned into some sweet, sweet metallic goodness. There we go. Fantastic. And we're about to get another ore out from there. And we have a lab. Good, good, good. Now, we'll have one free bioplastic, which is exactly what we need to place down our medical station. And then, of course, it's just medicinal herbs and bioplastic to create the medicine itself. So, actually, since there's no point placing that until such time as we have medicinal herbs, let's throw down a medicinal herbs pad. Now, that might overstress our poor biologist a bit, so the next build will be the... oh, Jesus. Okay, well, it's low for what it is, but we're still breaking even overnight. We will need a second one of these pretty soon, though. But we will need a medicinal... after we got a medicinal herb pad, as I thought, it's going to overstress our poor Catherine. And she's going to have no time to make herself happy. But she's just going to have to deal until we can bring in some colleagues to help her out. Okay, so what I think we're going to do here is... I'm going to come back when we have some more infrastructure in place, and you guys can catch up with the colony then. Alright everyone, we're back into the game. Now, a couple of interesting things have happened since we left off. I built the landing pad, of course, and well, that's really it. We got a few more supplies though, as you can see here, and we got 2 new colonists that just landed. Now what I've gone ahead and done is... leave the colonist tab open and set it at the default, so the game will bring in workers as they would standardly be brought in, which is something we have not done yet in this series, and I figured I'd give a shot. So we just got given another biologist and another engineer, which is well, basically exactly what we needed, so that's absolutely fine. Now, since we've got 2 biologists working, this should hopefully pick up back to normal rates, and they're both on shift now. Good, to go get some water, Catherine. And there we go. Alright, well, W.M. Harrington here is going to be our... Can I rename them? Of course not. Oh, we've tried that before, haven't we? Well, W.M. Harrington here is going to sort out our weed stash, and our potatoes are in the clean, safe hands of... oh, also W.M. Harrington. He's a fast worker. Oh, and there's another worker. Fantastic. Food stocks are low. Well, what do you even know? And once that's up and running again, we should be okay. Oh, fantastic. A trader. Now, we haven't got much to sell, but I feel like some meals wouldn't be the worst idea. For 50, 60 exactly. Ah. Oh, we'll just buy another meat or something. 60. And we'll sell you... several of our kidneys, perhaps. Bioplastic will need to expand meat. Alright, so that's not happening just yet. Okay, I don't want to spend our good stuff on that, so that guy can just get dismissed. There we go. Now, we're still staying above water on the power production at night, but we are going to build a second battery as our next priority for our metal usage. As you can see, I've just turned off the lab, as we're not using it at present. And switch over. Come on, and we're gonna die. Oh, the power is going to die, that is. And there we should be up to production. Okay, so we do need a second battery just to catch that edge before we can expand any further. As I'm sure you've noticed, we're playing this one much more by the books. We're taking less risks, and we're following it on much more precisely. Now, we have a fuck ton of bioplastic. Sorry, that's politically incorrect. We have a crap ton of bioplastic, and as such, I will be using it to expand probably our med bay first, actually. So let's throw down 2 more of those, because that doesn't pull any more power, I don't think. And we're going to throw down a couple more bunks, because I don't want to get caught with everybody tired at the last minute. Oh, who did we just get? Well, we got someone new. And what position do they fill? Another worker. Okay, and another biologist. Good, good, good. That means we can expand our food, which is something we are somewhat shy on. We put down more onions, some radishes, and some wheat. There we go. Alright, now with 3 biologists we should ideally be able to maintain 6 things and then the medicinal pad on the sly as well. Okay, cool. Okay, so with that done, sorry I zoned out for a second there. I think again we'll snap back once we have the base a bit more developed, and then that will be the end of this episode, and we'll talk about where we're taking it again in future. Okay, and so we're back in. Now we jump in at a rather sad and unfortuitous time for CR1 because he's about to reach the very end of his lifespan. And we're just going to keep him open here until such time as he goes kaput. He served us very well, and I have a very strong sense that the perceived efficiency of this colony is going to drop somewhat drastically when he dies. Now, we have quite a large number of engineers and biologists, which is... no! CR1 is irreversibly damaged, and I didn't even see where he was on screen when he kicked it. Oh well, hopefully in post-production I can pay my respects to his gross robot family. Not gross because they're robots, you know, I got nothing against our metal brethren, but gross because, you know, I'm ascribing human traits to a non-human object, and that in itself is kind of weird. Anyway, you know, philosophical musings aside, let's consider that our base is doing relatively okay. I mean, except for the fact that we have no spares and, you know, everyone's dying of injuries. But yeah, minor details. Medicine is sort of keeping up with demand. Not really, but we have sort of just enough staff to keep things running. And I'm actually going to set our workers to max because we have an overload of biologists and engineers at present. As in, you know, more than we presently need. What we need, Jesus, that was close. What we need is more workers, and I think we're actually going to, yes, because we are 1 person away from maxing out our colony's oxygen production. So we have enough workers now, and I think that in the next episode we're going to build the factory and get some spares production up and running, and just sort of carry on from there. And again, we'll be cutting in between scenes far more and more often, just to sort of show you really the highlights reel of where the space goes. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.